Hello and welcome back to the cheat run. This episode is just going to be me progressing through MV, getting to HV, hopefully getting some stainless steel. So we'll see where this episode takes us. So first up, to progress through MV, I need to do these component quests for the MV motor, piston, conveyor belt, pump, emitter and sensor. So I will quickly breeze through that and we'll see about getting some more machines and progressing through some sodium, chrome, which I picked up in the first episode, clay, and silicon dioxide, I think, for raw silicon dust, which should be around here. Yeah, there we go. And then, yeah, we'll see how far we can get into MV today. Hopefully, I want to clear out this whole part of the quest book, because then we can just push straight to HV and then go to the moon. So I'm just going to put aluminium rods on the wall, just because it's for the motors here. I need magnetic steel, which also means I need a polarizer, which shouldn't be too hard to make. I'm just missing some tin wires and some raw iron rods. No circuit for this one, so that's very nice. And here is our polarizer. I'm going to put this on the wall here. That's a quest. I also, just to quickly mention, I did fix, I don't know why that input bus is still there. I did fix some of the steam issues here. It turns out I just don't actually need these anymore. Ow, 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 ow. Turns out I just don't actually need these anymore. If I just use a drawer with some steam cells in, I can pump it straight into the turbines and it can auto output the empty cells into trash cans because we don't need those anymore. I've done that on both sides. So I'm going to rip this up at some point and expand this space into something more interesting. So I'm just going to get a steel rod here, give it a quick old blast in the polarizer, and I'm going to put that on the wall here. Perfect. So this should be the motor quest. There we go. Electric motor. I think it wants me to craft 4, so I'll do that. I'll put them on the wall. Actually, how about that? That should probably work, right? There we go. MV motor. So that's now on the wall. I'm going to push through most of these. I'm not sure if I need anything specific. Ender pearls I'll probably have to get, but this is all basic stuff that I've done before, so this shouldn't be too hard to do. I accidentally gave it to myself when I was doing the recipes, so the quest isn't going to pop for conveyors, but I'll still show you me crafting it. Here we go. I am going to craft the conveyor, just so I did do it myself, and I don't have any of those in my inventory, because I did accidentally give myself a stack, but it's fine. Well, that's going to happen quite a bit, but we'll move on. I just did it again. I'm checking the recipe and I keep giving myself the pumps, which is going to pop the quest. This is so annoying. I'm so sorry this is happening. It's just ruining the moment. Here we go. This should be the pump. Christ, that was annoying and a bit anticlimactic, but there's 3 of the components. And here is the piston, which I hope is just 1 craft. There we go. I'm going to put that here. I had to make these small aluminium gears as well. And there is the robot arm. Actually, no it's not, because I'm missing a rod. But there we go. There's the robot arm. So that's all the MV components made. All right here. Perfect. Just making some silver wire for the electrolyzer. So this is going to be our first MV machine, which is going to be quite exciting. I have no way to power the machines yet, but I'm most likely just going to make advanced steam turbines just to replace all of these and get an NV line going. Every time I upgrade a machine, I'm just going to remove it and upgrade the line. It's going to be so much easier. I'm not going to have to make multiple lines, because that'll just be a bit boring. Not boring, but it'll just take up space, and there's no need to take up space when I can just replace this original line here. So I think that's going to be the plan. That should be everything needed for the electrolyzer. So that's our first MV machine, electrolyzing all the things. So what I'm going to do is I actually am going to tear up absolutely everything here. We're going to remove all of these old LV machines, and we are going to roll with newer MV ones. Okay, turns out I've got a trophy. Thank you. Thank you, game. That was really loud and unnecessary. But yeah, we're going to replace these with MV wires and MV steam turbines. Right, so now that I have MV steam turbines, I'm going to put them here. And I'm going to face them this way. They should be getting steam automatically, just filling their internal buffers at the moment. This should pull steam cells into this steam turbine and spit them out. If not, I probably do need to add another conveyor on here, which I should do. But yeah, we're going to rebuild this line, get the MV machines up and rolling, and just speed run straight to HV. Right, so this is the chemical bath, which is another machine that we're going to need to cool down Canthal. Thankfully, we're only going to need to cool down one piece of Canthal, which is going to be absolutely perfect. I'm just also going to see what the MV superconductor is. I'm not sure if there is an MV superconductor. Just want to see what the best MV wire is. Looks like it's a annealed copper cable, which should be fine. If not, we can just use a different wire. Should be fine. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use copper cable here. Copper cable should be absolutely fine to use. So put this here. Bring it all the way down. Okay. I've given myself copper, nickel, and... okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, let's bring... okay, let's not do that again. Let's take this, get this out. Bring this down. Bring this down. And that should be the MV line, just coming along this way, across the back, across the top, and some on the end here. Should be easy enough to figure out. Right, so we've just got our MV mixer, which will be used to make us some stainless steel dust, which is very useful. Gonna pop that there. Perfect. So I was just going to read through the quest book, and to get stainless steel dust, I'm going to need something called manganese. And funnily enough, in the coins tab, which I'll show you when I wake up, in the coins tab I can actually buy manganese ore with coins, and I have had these coins before, so I'm just going to give myself some coins, buy the manganese ore, break it down into dust, and use that for the stainless steel production. And also looking at the quest book, I'm going to be going through oxygen, ethylene, and polyethylene very quickly. It's going to be quite an easy process because I only need to get these things once. Like as soon as I get a drop of ethanol, as soon as I get a drop of sulfuric acid, it's going to be infinite for me. So what I'm going to do is the recipe is ethanol and sulfuric acid. All I'm going to do is get a drop of ethanol, drop of sulfuric acid, quickly make the ethylene, and move on to polyethylene. It's going to be a very simple and quick process because I want to make these videos a little bit more fast-paced so I can just get more of them out at a time, go through the higher tiers a lot quicker, and then as soon as I get to applied logistics, that's when the automation and the storing of all the items is going to get so much easier for me. But yeah, I'll quickly rinse through all of these chemical processes and see where I end up. And there we go. My steam problem has been solved on this side, so I had to jump into creative to try and fix it, but I was actually using the wrong steam cell. I was using IC2 steam cells and not GregTech steam cells, so now this should work. I'm going to take this out and move this to the bottom layer. There we go. Now all these machines on the bottom will work perfectly fine. Granted, nothing goes wrong with this turbine, but it shouldn't do. It's outputting the cells to the trash can, and the cells are coming in from this infinite storage drawer here. And this, if it doesn't fail, I'm not sure if my cable is getting fucked here, because -2, -2, -2, it should only take away 6, but we'll see if this finishes. If it doesn't, then I will move the electrolyzer one space closer, just so it finishes the craft. But this should give me oxygen and hydrogen, which are two things that I will need in the long run. Turns out I was on the wrong setting, so when this actually finishes its other craft, it should start again. And it should give me, if I go onto here, I did not want to give myself a water cell. That's just annoying. I hate when it does that. But if I go to the electrolyzer setting here, which should be towards the end, it's going to spit out hydrogen and oxygen. So it's going to be two things I'm going to tick off. And there we go. The first one is done. So I can take out hydrogen. I can take out oxygen. Those are two things that I now have stored. There's a quest for hydrogen. I'm pretty sure there's probably a quest for oxygen as well. But we're going to put them both here. There should also be a quest, O is for oxygen. There we go. So that's one thing ticked off here, going into polyethylene. So here we are, about to make our first stainless steel dust. It does take 45 seconds, which isn't the best, but once I get one, it's going to mean absolutely nothing. So yeah, stainless steel dust is going to be taken here. I'm going to put it over on the wall, and we're going to save this for when we need to blast it. But before we blast it, we do need to get MV energy hatches, which are gated by the silicon line here, which shouldn't be too hard to go through. I'm not sure if I want to tackle this first or the polyethylene, but we'll see. Right, just looking through the recipes here, I can see that there is an electrolyzer recipe for obsidian dust, which gives you a very good amount of outputs. I'm not sure if this is available to do in a single block electrolyzer, but if it is, this is going to be very useful because it gives us raw silicon dust, magnesium, and iron, and a little bit of oxygen, which we don't care about. But what we do care about is the raw silicon dust. So I'm just finishing up macerating some obsidian here. Once I get the second one, I'm pretty sure it should just go into this electrolyzer just fine. Perfect. So in 12 seconds time, I should have all the goodies. And there we go. Magnesium, iron, but more importantly, raw silicon dust. This is exactly what we needed. Oh, well, I accidentally tried to put this back in one of the drawers, but I accidentally clicked another one. So now we got 2 slots of raw silicon dust. Brilliant. So the quest has actually asked for chlorine, so I'm going to just electrolyze salt, because I'm pretty sure that is just the best way to get chlorine. I'm going to see how much it gives me. It should just be a bucket. Yep, and we get sodium as well, so that's perfect. So I can put sodium on the wall. I can also sell this chlorine, actually. Give myself an empty cell. Empty cell. There we go. Slap some chlorine in there. Go and put this on the wall. So we should have sodium and chlorine. And this should be a quest for chlorine. But this might also be a quest for sodium. Turns out there's no quest, so oh well. But yeah, what I'm looking to do is make some silicon tetrachloride, which should just be a basic chemical reactor step. Yep, easy peasy. There's me upgrading my chemical reactor to MV. Now this should give me silicon tetrachloride. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If the recipe is not lying to me, this should be silicon tetrachloride, which should be another thing ticked off. There we go. So I can just give myself a bunch of that. And that should be a quest. There it is. I'm not going to put it on the wall because I just want to get to the end of this processing line to get solar grade silicon. And then that'll be the end of that. So I do need to get some hydrochloric acid, which should be fairly simple. There we go. Hydrochloric acid. Going to put this here. I do need hydrochloric acid and raw silicon dust. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this. We're going to give myself a bunch of hydrochloric acid. If I can find the damn recipe, it's right on my hotbar. So hydrochloric acid plus raw silicon dust should be, if I'm not going crazy, trichlorosilane, which, oh, I need the empty cells here, which makes sense. There we go. Now it's running. So this should be trichlorosilane, I think it's called. Yeah, trichlorosilane. Trichlorosilane. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sure someone will correct me. But yeah, that's the next step in our journey. There's the quest for it. Just got another quest as well, as I was giving myself some sodium. But the next quest is to make solar grade silicon, which should just be 2 things here. Circuit 1, maybe. I need to take this out first. Put this in. Circuit 1. No. What do I need to do? Sodium, silicon tetrachloride. Did I make this? I did make this, no? Silicon tetrachloride? I think I put the wrong thing in. There we go. Now we should be getting raw silicon, solar grade, solar dust. Which, if I just give myself this, this should be the quest. Perfect. Actually, didn't even tick off the quest here, which it should have. There we go. Silicon solar grade. Perfect. So now what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to take this. I'm going to need to take a small gallium arsenide crystal. And I'm going to need to throw this into an EBF at circuit 2. So hopefully, now that that's been done, I should be able to make a monocrystalline silicon ball. If I'm not mistaken. I think I just took the raw dust. Yeah, I did. I'm a bit stupid. This is going to get confusing when they're next to me. But there we go. And this should also be working perfectly fine. Just putting the steam straight back into there. So this should be continued. This should finish, sorry. I'm not too worried about this not finishing because I have set it up on both sides. So yeah, I'll be back to you when this ball has been finished crafted, which is about 8 minutes or so. So I'm just making some distilled water here because I do need to make some IC2 coolant, which needs to be mixed with lapis dust in a mixer on circuit 4 to make some IC2 coolant. Right, so after a little bit of waiting, the monocrystalline silicon ball is done. Beautiful. That should be a quest. And here is the cutting machine we're going to use to slice this thing open. I'm going to put that right here. I'm going to put that in there. And hopefully that should start. If not, I'm a bit concerned. Needs water, which is absolutely fine because I have water. There we go. Now it should cut. Got 2 machines running at the same time. This can just turn off. I don't need this anymore. I've got distilled water. So that's perfect. So now that I've got distilled water, I can make me some IC2 coolant. If I put this in here, I think it's circuit 4. There we go. IC2 coolant coming up. Perfect. Here we have our IC2 coolant, which I'm going to stock right here. I think this is a quest as well. This is a need 8. But what I'm actually going to do is just give myself an entire stack because I've already made it. And there we go. There's the quest. And that also means our wafers are done. Beautiful. These are going to go on here. And I am going to need ultra low power IC wafers, which means I'm going to need an emerald lens, I think. It should tell me the exact thing that I need. Yeah, emerald lens. So I don't know if one of these quests actually gives me an emerald lens, but I'll find a way to give myself one. I have mined emerald before. It's just getting the flawless and exquisite versions, but I think just for the process of this video and the series, I am just going to give myself the exquisites because eventually I'm not going to need an ore processing setup, so I'm not necessarily going to be looking for the exquisites, but I think in this case I am just going to give myself the exquisites and flawless just to get this out of us, just to get us out of MD. So here's the sensor, and there is the emitter. Perfect. And this quest reward here actually gives me an emerald lens as a reward, so I am just going to make this and claim the emerald lens. So this is the laser engraver. Perfect. I can put this here a bit out the way, but we move and we'll take the emerald lens. We'll put it in here. My wafers are still on the wall, so I will just go and grab those real quick. I'm only going to put one in because that's all I need, but this shouldn't take too long, only 15 seconds. But this should be our ultra low power IC wafers, which should unlock the MB energy hatch, which shouldn't be too hard to make at all. Well, it looks like we're about to get into our first blood moon, and just to be safe, I'm going to just get up here and cover all of this up because I don't want any problems I don't want any opposition on my turf. Ow, fuck. But yeah, I'm going to cover this up just so we don't have any problems with mobs. Perfect, I've just covered that up, and on that note, it should be time to collect my ultra low power icy wafers. Which means I can get started on the MV energy hatch, which I can upgrade my EBF to HV power. And yeah, that means we can start cooking some more advanced shit. Like stainless steel, for example. Right, so I just realized I needed to craft the MV assembler. So I've got that done now. Yeah, perfect. I think I am actually just going to connect these wires. Just so I can place more machines on the top. There we go. Now I can do this. Circuit 1. And this should give me my coils. I'll need 2 of them, but thankfully I can just give myself the coils, which should be fairly easy enough. And just like that, that is our MV energy hatches. Beautiful. I need to make 2, but I'll just give myself another one. I'm also going to have to expand this wall, I know. Because this is getting clogged already. Right, so I just went into Create to fix the steam turbines. So these are now two MVs going into 2 MV energy hatches, which means, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can make stainless steel. However, I think I need to use Canthol, but it doesn't say. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do this. We're going to hope and pray for the best and see if we can make some stainless steel. So it is going to take 85 seconds. These steam turbines are going to be rocking and rolling, but the conveyors should auto pull out. Yep, auto pulling out cells here. Cells are also pumping this direction. The bottom one I'm going to have to sort out. I'll probably put a trash can underneath, just so that doesn't get buffered at all. But yeah, this should be perfect now. I didn't put a conveyor on the top of that one, so I'm going to do that now, just real quick, just so we don't have any issues. God, how am I going to do this? Like that? Yeah, that seems to be fine. Not sure if it's going to export out, though. That should be fine. That should be fine. It seems as if the craft finished. Oh, power loss. Interesting. Right. I'll get this sorted, and we'll see what we can do. Right, so I just put a trash can underneath this turbine, just so it can output cells and doesn't stock up. So what we're going to do is we're going to try that stainless steel again. See if it will work. Hopefully it does. I was a bit concerned when it wasn't working. But this should auto output cells. This should auto output cells. The bottom one is now auto outputting cells. This one isn't though, which is concerning because it should at the top. Because I do have a pump on the top, but might have to see where I can fix that. But all the others seem to be completely fine. This one should fill up. Okay, it's turned off again. This one at the bottom here, not receiving quick enough, so I might have to get a better iron pipe just to pump these cells in a little bit quicker. I think I'm going to go with Electrum, because I've made Electrum before, so it shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, we're going to go with Electrum. We're gonna take these down. I have to go into Create to do that because my wrench is not very good. And I've just closed the game. There we go. We're back. Yeah, I'm going to get these swapped out and see if it holds up. Right, so I've changed these pipes to Electrum. Hopefully, this is the 3rd time I've been saying this now. Hopefully, this should be able to keep up. This is full. This is full. This should be outputting to the top. There's no way it's not. Okay, beautiful it is. This is also outputting down. Yep. This is outputting, this is outputting. Okay, perfect. So now this shouldn't run out of power. Beautiful. Perfect. I'll see you when we have some stainless steel. It looks like it's about to finish. 5 seconds left, and I've had absolutely no troubles with this steam now. Perfect. Stainless steel There we are. Let's put this on the wall, take it out, claim the quest. Beautiful. And now, before we head into MV, all we need is polyethylene and HV circuits. And then I'm just going to straight dive for the moon. Because as soon as we get applied energistics run up, it's going to be so much nicer.
I used to think I had plenty of dreams and light in my life. Still my glass was half empty, but you came along and showed me how to love without limits, to have a good time. My glass was always half empty, but now you're in my life. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. Even after all of these years, you still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. You could never wear me out. We have come all this way, love, so I don't see us stopping now. My life's an adventure, 'cause you came along and showed me how to love without limits, to have a good time. Now my life's an adventure, and you're the reason why. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. Even after all of these years, you still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. You could never wear me out. Far away from the city lights. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky.
Right, polyethylene has been finished and completed. I'm going to throw this away before it kills me. I'm going to take this from what I made earlier. I'm going to put it in the fluid solidifier with some polyethylene. And we're going to make some polyethylene sheets, which is exactly what we needed. For the next quest, they can go on the wall as well, and that should be polyethylene sheets. And there we have some transistors. They can also go on the wall, and that should be a quest. And we are just making our first batch of HV circuits. The quest wanted 4, so I thought, fuck it, we might as well put 4 on. Just to see if we can sustain it, and yes, we definitely can. The polyethylene is, oh, it's just beautiful. Just to see polyethylene available, it's just beautiful. And this should be our first HV circuit coming through. There it is. Advanced circuits, which means we have completed the quest. And not only have we completed the quest, we can also make HV circuits, which requires me to make a gold cable. So I'll go do that now, and I'll be back when I've crafted the hole. Right, looks like we can make it. Let's craft the casing. Let's craft the hole. And there we are. HV. Which unlocks some pretty cool stuff. Like, I've got to go through all of this again, and then we can start heading towards the personal dimension. But I think on that note, I'm going to end the episode here. I know at the start of every single episode, I've been like, we're going to get the PDIM, we're going to get the PDIM. And I just realized we're not. With the speed I'm doing this, we're definitely not. So I'm definitely just going to keep it to a tier a day. There has been a lot of crafting and a lot of, not waiting, but just figuring out what I want to do. But yeah, this has been MV to HV, 2.1 billion advanced circuits. Couldn't be more happier with where we are right now. And Canthal upgrade, which is also really nice. The wall has expanded, and we're definitely going to expand it even more. But yeah, until then, I will see you in the next episode.